I think it's a really nice way of demonstrating that in this most sacred of Boston events, there's a place for everybody.
Victory lap for Bostonville. What a day to go finish the Boston Marathon.
I'm running with Black Men Run.
Pioneers is a really diverse run crew.
Trailblazers is what I think is a magical space.
We represent that 1% lifestyle. 1% means we just strive to be 1% better at every single thing that we do.
We are working with 8 amazing community organizations that promote health and wellness in BIPOC communities, but are also doing the work to represent historically excluded communities. These organizations nominate their runners, a total of 11 amazing runners.
The Equity and Inclusion Cabinet is doing great work, removing a lot of the barriers that often exist to folks who might want to run the Boston Marathon.
We make sure that we bring our residents together to build their own collective power, to feel like their voices are heard and listened to.
It doesn't seem like something that was in my neighborhood or where I was, or that it was open to all the public. I honestly didn't know the typical person could just go and run it.
In representing Black Men Run, especially for the Boston Marathon this year, part of the importance of that for me is I noticed just how few people of color there were in these races. So being in that space definitely opened my eyes to how important it was to have representation there.
My understanding, I think, is that I'm the first openly trans runner to participate in this event specifically on behalf of a trans advocacy organization.
Black Girls Run. I spoke to them and they encouraged me to come out and run with them, so they were my inspiration.
Us young Black men, we need to have a healthy heart.
It's really formed a brotherhood to me where it's not just the physical exercise, but the mental exercise. You know, every Saturday we open up to each other for our purpose. Why are we here today? What are we representing and bringing to this circle? That is just as important as the run to me.
It has meant a lot to me that the Equity and Inclusion Cabinet have made the space for this.
There are so many barriers to even going into the marathon.
Part of it is the financial part, to get new sneakers when you need them every 6 months. To sign up for these races can be, $100, some of them even $400.
The fundraising commitment is very vast and can be hard if you're working, if you just don't have time or that big a network to fundraise so much.
Last year I felt like I had a huge barrier to do fundraising goals and to be able to succeed to meet my goal. Looking forward to use the time that I have to put towards my training.
It takes a lot of time to actually train for this, so you have to be committed. You have to set your goal and you have to commit to it.
I think for any marathoner to have the right training, you kind of have to have almost some level of privilege, to fit the amount of time that it takes to be able to train for a marathon.
There's often a lot of uncertainty for me when I sign up for an event. Usually there aren't very inclusive categories given when you register, and it hasn't stopped me from participating, but it has certainly made me feel that there's an element of sort of disclosing my identity. I don't think most of the people I pass have much concern about my identity or what I'm bringing to that space.
It feels amazing to be a part of the Boston Marathon. It's something that people dream of. It's a very challenging course. When you run it, you hear the loud cheers that they talk about. You feel alive, and the crowd will carry you through the race.
Mile 21, it's the heart of the marathon.
You're coming into the hardest portion of the course.
For people of color, it's really almost like a home base.
It represents us.
People of color, as they saw me running, they definitely kind of gave an extra push, an extra encouragement, I see what you're doing, and that's awesome and amazing for us. I don't see a ton of other runners like us.
And you see all the people there that are jumping and screaming and excited, and they have the music going from our culture. It just means everything.
Mile 21 is a chance for everyone to show true, genuine love. A lot of the race, I was okay, I gotta get to mile 21, and then from there I know I'm gonna be able to finish the race.
When I do these races, the beautiful thing about it for me personally is it's just me against me. I want to be better than I was yesterday or in my last race.
It wasn't until age 45 that I started running, and to be able to run Boston with its roots In Marathon, Greece, from Greece where my family is from, to go full circle like that, it means a lot to me.
That people always think that you have to be a certain size or you have to run a certain pace, but as I always say, it's my race and my pace.
What other people might call slow, we prefer to use sexy pace because it brings some empowerment, some fun into running.
Am I the best runner? Have I run the longest distances? No, but I'm determined to finish that.
A lot of these groups, they are representing their community, a loved one, and for anyone who thinks that they didn't have the opportunity to do this, you can do it.
I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis in my 20s, and I don't take any bit of movement for granted.
I'm doing it for something that is much bigger than just for me or part of my story.
I'm running in honor of my mother, and I'm running in honor of my niece. She was a school teacher.
I am a teacher and I have a lot of young students. I've seen what it looks like for them when they're provided with meaningful representation in spaces where they didn't necessarily anticipate being included or invited.
I want to inspire little black and brown girls that they can do anything they want, especially a marathon.
With all of these running communities coming together, it's going to open the eyes and ears of others to see that this is a possibility for them.
Under Mayor Wu's administration, we strive to build a city for everyone by building the spaces for residents to feel empowered. And it is our responsibility as a city to ensure that we eliminate barriers. Next year, we hope to reach community organizers to uplift their amazing work and to encourage our residents that they too can run the Boston Marathon.